Dr. Paul Laviolette has posted a prophetic prediction on his etheric.com website regarding the coming Galactic Superwave, future catastrophe reading of Padre Avondios. The Dragon Mode Effect. On March 31, 2014, I had the opportunity to visit the beautiful Russian Orthodox Church of San Nicholas in Milano, Italy. While there, I had the opportunity to view the icon of the Virgin Mary and Child Jesus, which resides in its chapel and from which a wonderful rose scent could be detected emerging miraculously from the icon. On two occasions the icon has been seen to miraculously shed tears, on April 18, 2010 and on April 18, 2012. This engenders speculation that the Virgin may shed tears yet again on April 18, 2014. Significantly, this date coincides with this year's celebration of Good Friday, the day that commemorates the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Also, it is noteworthy that both Orthodox and Catholic Christians celebrate Good Friday and Easter on the same date this year. Could this be a signal warning of some impending global event, or is it the time that all should pray, regardless of their respective religion? A story about this icon recently appeared in the March 20 issue of the Italian magazine Settimana Nuovo. While visiting at the church, I had the opportunity to sit with its bishop Padre Avondios, who has been given the gift of clairvoyant perception as attested to by the many people whom he has helped. In the process of giving the reading for the health of one of my family members, he changed the subject, addressing to me a question. Do you think it is possible that something like a meteorite or asteroid will impact the Earth, causing the harm? He said he saw something coming that was like a meteorite arriving, but was not a meteorite. The effect on the Earth would be as if it was hit by a meteorite. At our meeting, I had been introduced to him as a scientist who works in the area of physics and astronomy, but he had no idea that I conducted work on Earth catastrophes and the galactic superwave phenomenon. I responded through our translator that research I have been doing does indicate a possible danger to the Earth from impact of a wave of an intense wave electromagnetic and cosmic ray energy from the galactic center, and whether he might be referring to that. He responded, yes, it has catastrophic effect similar to what I refer to. He then proceeded to relate what he saw. He said that this summer, around July or August of 2014, there will be signs that will prove what I have been trying to convey to scientists in my theories. Here I gathered that he was referring to my theories about the G2 cloud encounter with the galactic core and the possibility that it could trigger a core explosion and superwave. He said that an effect will occur that will make it easier for me to talk to people because it will confirm my theories and cause people to begin to listen to my warnings that something may be coming to affect our planet. He did not say specifically what this evidence would be. He said there would be seismic disturbances of the planet due to a gravity wave and acknowledged that this gravitational component traveled at a slightly superluminal speed, implying that these effects would occur first. He then mentioned that there would be flashes seen in the sky that people will mistake as being caused by something different from its true nature. But, he said, it will demonstrate that there is something coming to us from behind the sun. The mistaking of the cause he refers to may be perhaps that scientists will think it is of solar flare origin instead of galactic cosmic ray origin. He said that when this is occurring, the aurora borealis will be visible as far south as the Mediterranean, countries like Italy, Spain, and Greece. It will be a sign that the catastrophe will be near. He then spoke of the recent death, last November, of Father Justin. He said that Father Justin had said that for 12 months after his death things on the earth would be okay, but that after that there will be big problems. At this point Padre Avondios gave a demonstration in which he opened the valve on an unlit propane gas torch, blowing a stream of propane towards a lit candle which he held about a foot away. The gas stream ignited upon hitting the candle and created a long, comet-like high-velocity stream of fire that extended downstream from the candle. He indicated that the propane jet represented the oncoming wind. I presume it may be a neutral interstellar hydrogen gas wind driven to a high speed by the superwave and able to easily penetrate through the heliopause magnetic sheath. He indicated that the candle flame represented the sun, and the fiery streamer of ignited gas represented the result of the impact of this interstellar wind on the sun, presumably blowing gases from the hot solar corona away from the sun, and that the Earth would be in the direct path of this fiery blizzard. He said that during this time the substance resembling red paint will rain down from the sky and cover everything. Dragon mode. This scenario he describes, I believe, could actually occur and would pose a danger to the Earth at times when the Sun was conjunct to the galactic center longitude or to the upwind direction of the interstellar wind, which aligns closely with the galactic center longitude. The Sun is positioned conjunct to the galactic center on December 17th, and December would be a month when, according to Father Justin, Earth could be endangered. Interestingly, this calls to mind the warning of number 17 given to Mary Dove in recurrent dreams she had, which referred to an Earth catastrophe that was to come in her lifetime. Assuming that the Sun's corona is being blown away in a stream of plasma, when the Sun adopts this conjunct position interposed between the Earth and the galactic center, there is the danger that this plasma stream could contact the Earth and produce a global conflagration. We might call this the superwave's dragon mode. It is not a scenario that I investigated in my dissertation, nor one I had since considered. It simply had not occurred to me as a possibility. I did consider that the superwave cosmic ray wind would interact with the heliopause magnetic sheath that surrounds the solar system at a distance well beyond the planets of Pluto and Neptune. In the case of the magnitude 3 superwave event, such as occurred at the end of the last ice age, I had calculated that this heliopause sheath would be compressed inward to as close as the asteroid belt 3 astronomical units. This would then allow an interstellar wind to gain more inward velocity under the Sun's gravitational attraction and perhaps penetrate the heliopause with greater ease. So the resulting high-velocity interstellar wind could perhaps then pose this dragon mode threat. If instead this high-velocity interstellar gas wind enters from the direction which the interstellar helium wind is currently observed to enter, then this dragon mode event could occur as early as November 22nd. So from the latter part of November through all of December the Earth would be in danger of this solar blowtorch effect. Everything living on the surface will die. Padre Avondios said that it would be a good idea to create underground tunnels where people could take refuge. He said that the surface of the Earth would be heated, creating an oven effect, and that this could be avoided by taking refuge underground as people did in the past, as related in conflagration myths from around the world, e.g., see myths in the book Earth Under Fire. He also said that the outside air would be contaminated and that the earthen walls of the tunnels would help to filter the air, making it safer to breathe. Perhaps these noxious fumes could be due to the production of ions, nitric and nitrous acid gases, ozone, etc. by the impacting cosmic rays, as well as elements contributed by the coronal gases impacting from the Sun. As we know, governments in various countries have secretly been creating tunnels and underground fallout shelters, without making their activities public. Interestingly, this noxious gas scenario is described in the Fatima prophecy. According to the channel source quoted in Reed Stanford's book The Fatima Prophecy, also reproduced in the book Earth Under Fire. The activity of cosmic dust and cosmic rays encountering the sun and pantry body of the Earth would cause a chemical reaction in the ionosphere. The reaction of the sun itself would cause a great enhancement and increase of solar winds, of atomic hydrogen moving through space, and of other isotopic substances carried by magnetic fields to the Earth and other planets, encountering and affecting even the atmosphere. Imagine, if you will, a showering of the ionosphere, not alone with cosmic particles whereby it begins to glow as a great aurora, but then with a combination of basic isotopic elements from space, from the sun. These reaching the Earth in a highly agitated state, would combine in the ionosphere and in the stratosphere, creating electrical charges and great electrostatic discharges from clouds or from the Earth to clouds. Noxious and gaseous clouds containing isotopes would form. The channel source in Stanford's book offers the following advice for keeping safe from the noxious fumes, referring to what Padre Pio was told: when you see these things come to pass, you must close yourself into your own house and keep the windows and doors closed and never open them or go out, or you will die. For if such occurs, you would expose yourself greatly to these conditions, even to the radioactivity itself, from the cosmic solar event caused by the Earth and the Sun encountering the area of concentrated cosmic particles and materials in space, and the response of the Sun thereto. Padre Avondios said that for 3 years thick clouds will cause darkness to cover the Earth. As a result, after 6 months all vegetation will be gone, and after 1 year animal life will be dead. I asked him about fish which would have the protection of the seas and ocean. He said, yes, they will survive. Anything under the surface will be safe. Anything on surface will die. He said that the Earth inside is going to be warmer and that there will be explosions from the sun coronal mass ejections, heating the Earth from above, which will create an oven effect. As he said about seeking refuge underground, I got the image of people taking precautions to grow crops in underground hydroponic gardens. It is interesting that Norway has created an underground climate-controlled seed storage vault, which is rumored also to have fallout shelter facilities for a pre-selected group of people. The Fatima prophecy, however, refers to only 3 days of darkness. In discussions he has had with other people about the apocalypse, Padre Avondios mentioned 3 days of darkness which occurs in the beginning and which he considers to be a particularly dangerous period during which time people should not go outside of their shelters. Icon of the Virgin Mary and Child residing in the Church of St. Nicholas that miraculously sheds tears on occasion. Padre Avondios said that the government does not want people to think about serious and important things like this. This is why they created the economic crisis, so that people will focus their attention elsewhere. Also, this unfortunately also causes them not to have money available to themselves prepared for the cataclysm by putting money aside for food and shelter. He said that it is important to recruit a well-known Hollywood actor like Tom Cruise, Angelina Jolie, Tom Hanks, or Nicolas Cage. Interestingly, Nicolas Cage starred in the movie The Knowing, which presents a scenario very much like what Padre Avondios describes. He said that a movie star could help publicize the possibility that the Earth will be confronted with a threat in order to bring needed media attention to the subject. The scene from the movie The Knowing, which stars Nicolas Cage, Padre Avondios said that there would also be an inundation scenario similar to that depicted in the movie 2012. He saw the African continent suddenly jumping north toward Europe, jettisoning the Mediterranean Sea onto the northern Mediterranean shore. He indicated that this would be triggered by a sudden movement of the tectonic plates. In fact, The tectonic plate boundary does bisect the Mediterranean Sea in an east-west direction where the African plate butts up against the European tectonic plate. So if there were a gravitational disturbance of the Earth, it is conceivable that such a north-south movement might occur. Although such inundation effects appear to be absent from the Fatima prophecy, this certainly is more severe than the minimal magnitude 1 type event that I had expected would be the most likely outcome if a superwave were to impact us. The last major extinction-like event occurred 12,900 years ago and primarily affected the Northern Hemisphere, North America, Europe, and perhaps North Africa and Northern Asia. My investigation of the geological record suggests that this event was primarily due to a supersolar proton event related to an overactive flaring sun. I don't believe that event was a dragon mode event. We do find archaeological evidence of a past configuration, as in the vitrified stone forts of Scotland or in the carbonized Indian mounds of the American Midwest. As to whether these are related to a past dragon mode event or to a supersolar proton event is difficult to say. Anyway, from studies made of the geologic record, we currently have little data on the occurrence of past events of this sort. Unfortunately, it is almost impossible to get approval to do any investigative studies on the polar ice core record, as efforts to test such catastrophic scenarios are almost always blocked by the peer review process. Could we do anything to lessen the effect of such a disaster, if it were to occur, to shield the oncoming solar coronal plasma wind stream? One possibility is to deploy an electromagnetic field solution in space using maser phase conjugate resonator technology. This technology is more fully described in my books Secrets of Anti-Gravity Propulsion and Decoding the Message of the Pulsars. It has long been secretly developed by the military and is in some ways similar to the HAARP technology but follows a different approach. Thomas Bearden has also written about this Tesla technology, which he refers to as scalar electromagnetics. At the end of my book Decoding the Message of the Pulsars, I propose using this technology to set up a star shield around our solar system to deflect an oncoming superwave, but point out that the magnitude of such an operation would likely far surpass our capabilities. Nevertheless, defending the Earth against an oncoming stream of solar plasma would be a far easier task to accomplish. It would entail producing a shield that is about 100 billion times smaller in area. I believe that this is entirely within the capabilities of current military technology. They will not admit so since it is extremely highly classified. There have been some witnesses of this technology being tested by various countries in the Northern Hemisphere, such as is seen in these images photographed in 2009 in northern Norway and in 2009 in the western part of Moscow. Phase conjugate resonator deploying a solution shield in the skies above Trøndelag and northern Norway. As described in Decoding the Message of the Pulsars, this technology was also witnessed in the spring of 1993 being tested in the mountains east of Phoenix, Arizona. If the militaries of the various countries who possess this technology were to cooperate with one another, I am certain that together they could create a planetary shield 20,000 kilometers in diameter necessary to protect the Earth. That is their challenge. The alternative is for the elite just to take refuge in tunnels and underground silos and let the rest of us perish on the surface. The choice is ours. If this prophesied event indeed comes to pass,